Hey guys, I'm back for another tutorial for Halloween. So I'm starting off with a barrier cream just around my mouth for this little slit mouth nailed look. I'm going to be using some clear latex and a sponge, which I've ripped the end off sporadically, just so I don't have a very precise edge. Now I'm going to be using tissue for this, just 3-ply Kleenex. I'm going to be laying some of the latex down on my mouth. Now I have left the latex out for it to dry a bit, so it's a little bit thicker. And I'm just layering the latex and the tissue one after another. So this is the first layer, which I'm doing pretty wide, and I'm letting the latex go a little bit further than the actual end of the tissue. That way it's going to look more flawless and seamless, and there's not going to be so much of an edge. And you can tell every time I lay a new layer down, which I do 4 layers in total, I'm making it smaller and smaller as I go in towards my mouth. So it's a big piece, middle piece, small piece, and then a little mini piece at the very end. I let this dry completely, and then I'm going in with a Kat Von D Shade and Light Cream Contour Palette, and I'm using the most orange shade. Kind of, it's not color correcting, but it's just, I want to say, neutralizing the white tissue into having a little bit more of a pink base. So I'm really buffing that in, and again, I'm going further than the actual edge of the tissue, so the edge looks a little bit, flawless. I'm setting that with a Dermablend setting powder, and then I'm going to cut the mouth. Now, tip from me to you, I'm super sick, as you can probably hear, and I'm not using my brain. Cut this higher than I did, because this makes my mouth look really droopy. So after I did cut it, I snipped out some pieces just so it made it look more like a mouth bit. So just from me to you, cut it higher. I did kind of lay down a nail just to see what it was going to look like, and I liked it, so I went in with foundation. Now I'm using this Wetnwild foundation. Never used it before. Look at the pigmentation of this. I've never used a Wetnwild foundation before, and this is amazing. Go buy it. It's so pigmented. So doing my whole face with the foundation, you can see I did it all over the latex, and I'm just setting that with a powder as well. I did add a little bit of a contour, slightly, and then I'm going in with the Maybelline blush just to add a little bit of colors to my cheek, because it still is a glam makeup, glam-ish. I am using a new brow product from NYX, and this thing is amazing. I'm using the shade Black, and I love it. Filling in my brows just as I normally would, and then I'm also going to set that with a brow gel as well. I'm using a lot of new products in this tutorial, and this eyeliner is so, I literally want to swear, but I won't. It's so nice. It's a Maybelline eyeliner, and it's been sitting in my apartment for I don't know how long, you guys. My lids, they're droopy AF, and whenever I blink, they'll always transfer. This one did not transfer at all, and even when my eyes water, it didn't transfer. Also using a new Rimmel mascara, it was actually phenomenal. It really blackened my eyes. I wanted kind of a simple eye because the mouth has a lot going on, so I just put a black in my waterline, and then with this liquid Moondust by Urban Decay, just a little highlight in my inner tear duct there, and then threw on some of my favorite lashes. They're just super wispy and feathery and just very lovely. And then I'm also adding a little bit of highlight from Makeup Forever. Now back into the mouth, I am using a cream color from Makeup Forever, and just to blacken out my actual lips to make it look super deep. I am kind of roughing it up around the edge as well, just kind of, ever so whateverly. And then I'm also taking the red shade as well. It's kind of like a deep brick red, and I'm also adding that on there as well, just to give it a little bit of different tones. I'm also taking it on a little stippling sponge and kind of messing it up around my mouth just to make it look not so uniform, and just kind of like it actually would if I got my mouth nailed shut. So I am using actual nails for this, which a lot of my friends think is really funny, but what else would I use? So I started just piercing holes with a pair of scissors and then sticking the nails through. Now, as you can see, the latex is lifting from underneath my nose. I am sick and my nose is running, and it's lifting, and I am going to fix with Prozac later, but I just said whatever, I'm just going to keep going with the scissors. So puncturing holes and then placing some nails, and some of the nails are bent. I bent them by hammering them into a concrete wall just to bend them, and I have different sizes and different shapes. not shapes, but different lengths. So just playing with that and then placing them all in my mouth. And I put some of the like really curved ones on the edges of my mouth, and I thought they looked super, super cool. Another hint, you know, or tip for me to you, if you are going to do this, maybe put the nails in after you've done all the blood, because one thing I did notice is that I wanted the nails to be more pronounced and more of a nail tone. And after I put all the blood, after all this, after I placed them, they were all covered in blood and they were very hard to clean. So if you want more of the nail look, possibly do it after. Anyway, that's all of them placed, and then I am just going in with a little bit of Prosade. Thank God I put the barrier cream down, and I'm just replacing that edge down. And then I did put a little bit of Prosade over top the edge too, just to make it a little bit more flawless, so it doesn't look like I just, you know, latexed it back onto my face. I did put some contacts in, and then back in with the cream colors. I'm using the black, the red. I'm just going back and forth, kind of messing it up and adding color wherever it needs to be added. I'm going with the sponge and with the brush, and then with the Cinema Secrets FX Blood with just a little stick there. I'm adding it in all around where the opening would be, and then going in with the sponge and adding it everywhere. Super messy. I like a lot of blood, so that's what I'm doing. I didn't think I needed to use scab blood for this because in the black bit of my mouth it's super covered by the nails, and I didn't really think that it was necessary to go that step. So anyway, just using the FX blood and dropping it everywhere. I also have this fake blood that I got from Dollarama, which is actually one of my favorite bloods to use, and I just poured that everywhere on my face. I just wanted to go all out, and the more blood, the better in my books. And that's literally the look. It's so easy. So if you guys have latex and blood and a couple nails hanging around, you could literally do this. I also did put a little hand print on my neck. I don't know, you know, I was being extra today. But yeah, that's the look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you guys do create this, don't forget to tag me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.